So, by late last week, I'd written most of my convocation remarks. Then two things happened. First, on the recommendation of Mr. and Mrs. Downs, I watched Won't You Be My Neighbor, the moving documentary about Mr. Rogers. Second, I was interviewed by Avery Garhart for her Silo article about this year's theme of respect. Together they sent me back to the keyboard. Yes, rewrites are part of my life too. Before I get to Avery's good questions, let me recite our mission. In a community where every student is known and needed, Millbrook School prepares its graduates for college and lives of meaning and consequence by instilling the values of respect, integrity, stewardship, service, and curiosity. As Mr. Hardy said, this is the start of our 29th year, and over the previous 28 years, I've written and rewritten that mission. Each time, respect has come first. And it comes first because I believe that it must be there for the other values, integrity, stewardship, service, and curiosity, to exist and to flourish. Now to Avery's excellent questions. In essence, she asked me to describe what respect looks like in athletics, in social situations, throughout the campus. Initially, I was stumped, which surprised me. I thought to myself, the answer should be on the tip of my tongue. Respect looks like respect. Showing respect means, being respectful. Fortunately, I didn't say that. I knew I needed to do better, so Avery and Mr. Rogers helped me to clarify my answers. How many of you know who Mr. Rogers was? Raise your hands if you do. Wow, not many. That makes some sense. For those who don't know him, Mr. Rogers was a longtime advocate and educator of children. His classroom was a television show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which ran for 33 years, from 1968 to 2003. I think Mr. Rogers would say that respect is synonymous with love, which begins with love for oneself. A love that creates acceptance of ourselves as the individuals we are and the individuals we're supposed to be. A love that helps us to deal with our fears and our anxieties. To understand that what we think of ourselves is far more important than what others think of us. A love that encourages us to take care of ourselves, to do our best to eat right, stay organized, exercise, and get enough sleep. This love isn't to be confused with narcissism, a self-love that is loud and harsh and says, "Look at me, look at me." Mr. Rogers would say that respect is a love that inspires us to be optimistic, patient, kind, humble, understanding, and willing to listen. Willing to listen. In this way, it helps us to manage and control our destructive emotions, the desire to judge, to criticize without justification, to respond with anger, to express and feel hatred. Respect is a love that helps us to become our best selves. Respect is a love that helps us to become our best selves. It is a love that helps us to help others to become their best selves. It's a love that connects us to each other, that is essential for healthy relationships and necessary for us to become a community, one that will support all of us, through good and bad. This is exactly right for Millbrook, as we are a community where we strive each day and in every interaction to combine unconditional love and accountability. Where one way we express our love is by holding ourselves accountable to our community expectations which make this place safe, healthy, open, and inclusive, a place to learn and grow. So now I ask us to pause, to take a moment to think of the people in our lives who've helped us through difficult times, people who believed in us when we had doubts about ourselves, people who've been guides along our paths to our best selves. Give that a little thought. That is what respect looks like. Thank you.
Now I invite us all to stand and sing our school hymn, For the Beauty of the Earth. As a way of sending us forth, Let us call upon the light and power within each of us that spurs us to be true to ourselves and true and in service to others and to the world, both natural and human-made. May that power and light inspire us to look beyond ourselves, to be open to new ways, to new truths, to the mystery of life in all its facets, a power that helps us to persist in completing the tasks at hand to the best of our abilities, a power that helps us to take failure not as a measure of our worth, but as a chance for a new start. Let this be a source of strength and wisdom for each of us as we begin this year, a fresh start in a familiar place, an entirely new beginning, or the beginning of an end. Let us give thanks and praise and go forth in peace.